What does it mean when God doesn't answer your prayers? Does it mean that He doesn't exist? Does it mean that He no longer loves you? He no longer cares about your situation or your circumstance? What does that mean? Where is He? Why won't He answer? I've seen so many wonderful things in my life. I have seen deaf people hear. I have seen people miraculously healed. I've had wonderful things happen in my own life that are unmistakable to me, miracles from God. But I have had those times where God has seemed so far away, where He has not answered, He has not performed, to the degree that I was praying for. What does it mean? Well, I think the first thing that I had to remember is that we serve a sovereign God, meaning that He sits high above it all. Sometimes, when we are in church, it seems like it's a magic formula, right? If you believe and you do this, then God will definitely do this. God is not a math equation. He's a personality. He is a spirit. He is a person, and He does what He wants to do. Right? That's what makes Him God, right? He is not bound by our faith to have to do what we ask Him to do. He's not a genie that we rub the lamp, and we say what we want and He just dumps it on us, No, He is a person, and He sees from the beginning of time to the end of time, and He has a will. He has a will, and He has a desire for us. And if what we're asking doesn't line up with His will and with His desire, well, I guess that means we don't get it, right? And sometimes, I've heard that God's answer is sometimes yes, no, or wait. Think about Abraham. God told him, I'm going to give you a child. And Abraham's all excited. Do you know how long he waited for that kid? I think he got the message, I think maybe when he was 80, if I'm correct, I might be wrong, but he didn't have Isaac until he was 100 or over 100. So think about that, all of those years of waiting. And because we're finite being, every moment, every day, every year feels like an eternity. And it feels like God can forget us. But remember, God sits outside of time. So He sees here and He sees here just the same. And when we pray for something, He might say yes, but that it's not coming till down here. It's not coming till years later for us. He said yes. He said, I'm going to provide for you at this specific time, and it's going to come to you. So what do? We have to exercise our patient muscle, which a lot of us are not good at. I know I'm not good at that. Being patient and saying, if He said it, if He loves me, then I know in the right time that this thing is going to take place, and I can relax. That's what faith is. I can relax and trust that my God sees my need, and He will definitely provide for me. And if He says no, I'll have to live with that. It's tough. It's easy to say and tough to actually do, to live with the no's from God when God says no. What are we going to do? Are we going to act like spoiled brats? Forget all that He has done, but when He says no, we turn our back on Him and walk away from Him? I had something really traumatic happen to me, and it was a significant loss. And at that moment, I felt totally forgotten, even hated by God. And it was a really tough thing to walk through. But in my mind, I had to see the whole picture, and I could not get away from all the goodness that He had brought into my life, from all the times that I know He has been there for me. I couldn't get away from it. So you know what? I had to relinquish my anger and my doubt and my fear. I had to give it all up and come back to Him because He's that good. So if God has ever said no to you, or you prayed and prayed for something important to you and all you got was silence, there's a saying that when you can't see God's hand, when you don't know what He's doing, when you can't see what He's doing out there, trust His heart. Know that he's a good God. And if it's something extremely important to you and God is being quiet, he has a plan. And it's up to us to be patient, to wait for the unfolding of that plan. Right? The unfolding. I was talking to a friend of mine and I was saying, when you read the Bible, it seems like miracles were happening. Boom, 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 boom. But then you read closer, it's like, oh, it took 15 years for that to happen. Oh, it took 40 years for that to happen. Oh, he didn't even see that. He prayed for it. God said, yes, I'm going to do it. And he died. And he didn't get it till, it didn't happen. It didn't come into the earth till after he was dead. All right, that's an extreme case, but I'm just saying that we're finite and we may not see the hand of God, but you can trust his heart. He's a good God. Food for thought.